Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Morgana Galaxia here. And it's been a few days, but I'm back today to do some tarot reading on the election. Oh my God, the election! It's Tuesday! I'm so excited. Aren't you guys excited? Oh, so we're in the transition right now. We're in the transition. I've got lots of questions. And I also have a new tarot deck. My sister-in-law gifted me with a brand new tarot deck a couple weeks ago. And it's the Crow Tarot by MJ. God, I can't even read with my glasses. Cullinane? Anyways, here's the Crow Tarot that I was gifted. And I've already done all my clearing and charging and getting it all ready, and today's going to be the first time I'm going to use it, so I'm excited. It kind of follows the Rider-Waite deck with the symbolisms and stuff, but with the crows. And as many of you may know, the crow is a very special animal and one that is known for being able to pierce the veil. So I'm hoping we can get through that veil and bring in some information today. So, oh my gosh, so many things going on. I want to look at all those crazy Trumpsters who are getting in their trucks with all those Trump flags on them and disrupting traffic. You know, is this a trial run for election day? Are they going to try and suppress votes by blocking traffic and not letting people get to their voting places? That's just so un-American, right? For any American to do that is downright treasonous, to block other Americans from voting. And, you know, as the FBI on top of that, I want to take a look. I also, you know, kind of related, want to look at the post office. You know, that story's kind of died down a little bit, but, you know, there's still mail delays. I want to know if that's going to impact anything. I want to take a look. I want to know if Trump is going to loot the White House on his way out. So I'm solidly in the boat that he's going to lose, you guys. He's going to lose bigly. Although I do want to take a look, is it going to be a landslide like we're all hoping, like we need it to be? Or is it going to be close enough for him to push it to the Supreme Court and see if his justices do what he put them on the court to do, right? And give him the election. Ain't going to happen. We'll take a look. And, but anyway, so yeah, I think this guy's leaving the White House, right? And we know he's not going to go quietly into the good night. I want to know what is he going to loot the place? Is he going to try and steal any White House antiques? Is he going to break anything? What's this guy going to do on the way out? And if I have time, I want to take a look at his mental state too. I took a look at that yesterday, and the card I got basically is showing that his thoughts are out of control. His thoughts are out of control. He's having conflicting thoughts really quick. Like he's just out of control. His thoughts, he can't control them. And that's what I got yesterday. But if I have a chance, I'll take a look today. And I know that's a lot I'm asking, so I'll probably have to go through it a little quickly. So let's see. But first, let's take a look at the traffic interference, right? Is this a practice run for election day? Are these people going to intentionally try and block voters from reaching their polling places? Is this a practice run? So yeah, I want to know, Spirit, if we can take a look at election day. Election day, if there's going to be, let's call them Trump truck interference. Are we going to have some traffic interference from Trumpsters on election day to suppress voting? Okay, that's what I want to know. Is there going to be voter suppression from those Trump trucks on Election Day. Can you please show me that, Spirit? Election Day, is there going to be any voter suppression from Trumpsters in their trucks? All right, let's bring it on down, take a look-see. All right, so I got my cards laid out right here. So let's do card 1, card 2, let's do a 3 card here. So these crazy Trumpsters, are they going to be blocking traffic? Okay, so we've got a 10 of Pentacles, a 2 of Pentacles, and a 10 of Wands. Okay, so for the 10 of Pentacles, so this is my happy voter card, generally, okay? I'll show you this new beautiful crow deck. Look at that, 10 of Pentacles. So these are the voters. There's a lot of voters. They are all coming out, voting, voting, voting. They are all making their way out to do their civic duty and to put in their vote. Here we have that with the 2 of Pentacles, we've got this balancing act, this juggling act. And by the way, this is the card that showed up yesterday when I was doing, my own reading on Trump's mental health. This loop-de-loop was his train of thoughts right here. But today, this is the challenge for our voters. And the challenge, yeah, this is movement. This card is all about movement. That infinity symbol and the juggling of these 2 coins, it's all about perpetual motion. It's perpetual motion. And yes, I'm getting a sense of, my question here is, are these Trumpsters going to be blocking these voters from voting? And I'm getting perpetual motion, perpetual motion. This is on the road, you're in your vehicle, you're bobbing and weaving, right? You're bobbing and weaving, you're changing lanes, you're doing this. This is very much the feeling that I get when we see those, like that footage that was on TV the other day of them, messing with the Biden's bus. And they're bobbing and weaving, changing lanes, in and out of traffic, right? This is that energy, that movement, that balancing, that juggling. So yes, this card is telling us that there is going to be this kind of movement on the roads, okay? And what the outcome of that is going to be with the 10 of Wands. You see right there, look at that beautiful card with the crow carrying the 10 of Wands. So this is a heavy burden. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for those cars to get through, especially on bridges, okay? You see, like back here is the polling place, and here the cars needing to kind of cross that water, right? Bridges, overpasses, things of that nature, I think are going to be affected. That's going to create a burden for the voters. But this card teaches us that if you just persevere through your obstacle, you're rewarded. That the parcel you're carrying that was such a burden becomes your reward, okay? So persevere. Don't let them stop you. Hopefully they won't let, the voters will just plug away and keep going through that, and then that burden of voting becomes their reward. They will get to vote. Spirit, I would like to know, part of the problem with this issue, right, is where cops aren't showing up. Where's law enforcement? nobody's stopping these people, right? Even the one that happened in Texas around the Biden bus. No cops, no repercussions, no consequences. Spirit, I want to know, will there be consequences for this behavior? For this behavior, will there be consequences? All right, consequences, Spirit. I'm just going to pull one card. This one. The Magician. Show you these pretty cards. So I would say the Magician card in and of itself is a yes card. And the Magician is, this is telling us that there will be something manifested regarding this. So the Magician has all his tools and is able to create something, to make something happen. And I'm going to say that whether it's law enforcement or FBI or whatever group is tasked with following up on this behavior, they have all the tools they need, right? They've got the video footage, they're going to have license plate numbers, they're going to have witnesses, whatever. And they're going to be able to create or manifest the consequence of that. So, whatever you're manifesting as a magician, you're creating something intentionally, and then that comes forth in the world. This is telling us that, yes, law enforcement, FBI, whatever level of authority is going to be looking at this, they will have the ability to hold these people to account, because that's part of the problem, right? Some of these people are probably thinking, oh, I'm just going to drive home and no one will ever know it's me. People have cell phones. There's cameras everywhere. Don't think you can't get caught, because you can. So yes, I think we can expect some shenanigans from these people. Oh my goodness. These are Americans doing this to other Americans. And they call themselves the Patriots, right? Isn't that what they think they are, the Patriots, with their Trump and Confederate flags and what have you flying from their trucks? All right, you guys, so that was the traffic and those trucks. But similarly, there's the post office. So I believe I heard that they're supposed to be getting all those machines back in working order, but it's not going to happen by Tuesday. Mail is still delayed. And, there's real concern out there that ballots are going to be delivered late, and then the states are going to not accept them because they're late, even though it wasn't the voters' fault. There's ballots that are, being, that GOP's trying to discount. What's 120,000 votes in some state? Trying to just discount them because they keep changing the rules, right? So the voters were allowed to do drive-up ballot drop-off, and then that was allowed for several weeks, and then they changed the rules, and then they want to say, oh, these ballots aren't any good. Well, they were legally dropped off to the rule, according to the rules that were in place at that time. You can't change the rules after and then say, okay, all those ballots are bad. This is the kind of crap that we've all been expecting, and now it's playing out. So mail, but I'm asking about the post office. Is the post office going to cause any votes to not be counted? That's the question, right? Is the post office going to lose votes, or in other ways prevent ballots from reaching their destination? Is the post office going to be able to prevent ballots from being counted? All right, let's take a look. Bring it down again. So for some reason, this Crow deck has got me selecting cards like this. It's not normally how I do it, but this is what this deck wants. So We got, let's see, 1, this one, 2, right here, 3. All right, is the post office. Post office, post office. All right, so we have Ace of Cups here, and this card is showing me that the post office, because they did their, machine dismantling and all the, shenanigan crap that DeJoy was doing at the post office happened early enough where we were able to see it. We were able to witness it. We know that this happened. This didn't take us by surprise at the last minute. We had the time to find this out and really look at it. And I'll show you this beautiful Ace of Cups. See that crow looking in that cup of water? He is peering through the veil, peering into the unknown. This is how we get our divine guidance. But it shows us that we weren't tricked this time. We were able to witness this. We have seen it unfold. We know that this has happened. Okay, so Ace of Cups, we were able to pierce the veil of that dirty trick, okay? We were able to piece the veil, and we get that knowledge in our hearts now. We know that happened. With the 10 of Swords, this is DeJoy's downfall. He got busted, all right? He got busted. He was hauled in front of Congress for questioning. I haven't checked to see if he's removed yet, but if he hasn't been already, he's not long for removal. So he has destroyed his reputation, destroyed, he injured himself. So this downfall, he led himself down this road. For the result, with the 7 of Pentacles, there you go, pretty 7 of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. So this 7. So this is I'm definitely feeling this is a positive card. Let me get into this just a moment. 7 of Pentacles. So with the 7 of Pentacles, and this is a card I've gotten for DeJoy before, this is review. So I think what this card is telling us is that there's going to be enough problems or enough threat of problems with the post office and the mailed-in ballots that they're really going to be careful in counting, okay? I feel like extra effort is going to be made to make sure all the ballots are counted, that no ballots are left out, that there's not any hiding in a back closet anywhere. I feel like there are people whose sole function is going to be, following those breadcrumbs of trouble. Wherever across the nation, people are going to start screaming about, they're not counting our ballots, they're not counting our ballots. There are going to be people who are going to be there to review the situation. This is reviewing to make sure all those ballots are indeed counted. So I guess what I'm saying is, yeah, the troubles at the post office can't help but affect this to some extent. There might be some that are late, or some that are misplaced or something like that. but I don't think it's going to work to change the outcome. And there are people in place who are going to be looking for that, who are proactively going to be trying to stop that kind of stuff. Because we're all in the same boat right here, wanting to make sure that as many votes as possible are counted and not invalidated. Okay, so that's what I'm getting there for that. I think my next question is, is Trump going to loot the White House? Can't you just see it? This guy, whether it's thrashing a place or seeing if he can steal some valued statue or, you know, antiques or what have you. Is Trump going to loot this place? Is he going to steal from the White House? I want to know if Trump is either going to steal or damage the White House. Is Trump going to loot? Right? Because we know he's a thief. I don't know if he's done that sort of petty robbery, but the White House is full of some good stuff, isn't it? And he's going to lose, and he's going to be pissed, and he knows he's going to have to vacate. I can see him doing damage of some kind or another. Spirit, can you show me what Trump is going to do to the White House on his way out? Let's take a look. Bring me down again. All right, Spirit, what is Trump going to do in that White House? Let's do 4 cards this time. All right, my lovely viewers. Oh. All right, you guys. So, short answer, yes. All right. So we've got the 7 of Cups here. Here's him looking around at all the riches that are around him. This is also the card of illusion and delusion. I'll bring it back up. But essentially, yeah, I think Trump's deluded. I think he's kind of off his rocker right now. He's not thinking straight. And he's looking around him at all the valuables in the White House, right? All the antiques, the artwork, just those things embedded with history. He's seeing all that around him, all that wealth around him. And I think there's a part of him that feels entitled, that stuff is his. He's the president, it's his house, although it's not. It's the people's house and the people's belongings. I feel a sense of entitlement there. And, you know, he's like a magpie, right? Anything shiny is drawing his attention. So I think he's, at this point, at least looking, is there anything around here I like? Anything I want? Here we are with the 4 of Pentacles. So, you know, this is financial. It's, you know, you have some financial success. He's, you know, he's not poor, okay? I know we all make fun of Trump and that he's probably broke and don't have no money and all this kind of thing. But he's not sleeping on the street, right? He's got money. He's got a gold-plated house. He has a foundation of security, but at the same time, he's always insecure. He's insecure. This is Mary Trump's book title, right? Too much and never enough. The man's got too much money, but he'll never have enough money. So it's that inherent sense of lack and greed that is just a part of who he is that this has given us the indication that he is the type of person who could try and make away with some goods, because he's just essentially financially insecure. He always wants more. He can't let something valuable out of his sight. And here he is with the Seven of Cups that we just had a minute ago, you know, bringing it home, patting his nest, bringing those coins back to the house, patting his nest for his family, okay? And with the last card, again, with the here's the 10 of Wands. Yeah, he's trying to abscond. Look at him, trying to abscond with a whole bundle of goods right there. Trying to get away with it. This isn't the theft card. This is that burdens card. You're carrying a heavy burden. But yeah, I mean, he's got these things wrapped up and he's flying, all right? And doing something like that would be a heavy burden. Part of the reason is, how could that not get found out? I just can't help but think they must have, you know, pages and pages listing every item in the White House. They'll know if something's missing. They'll know some, but yes, I think this reading is pretty clear that he's dazzled by some of the goods that are surrounding him there. And because he intrinsically is greedy and insecure, yeah, and that's what he does. He pads that nest. I mean, his whole career has been kind of stealing people's money, right? In one underhanded way or another. Yeah, and here he is carrying his booty out the door. So whether he gets away with it or not, I think they should definitely do an inventory, okay? An inventory of the White House as soon as possible. And then again after he's gone. All right. So the next question I want to look at, next question I want to look at is Biden's win. Is it going to be a landslide? A big enough win where everybody knows he won, done deal, by Trump, no reason to take it to the Supreme Court? Or is it going to be, you know, maybe narrow enough that Trump wants to bring it to the Supreme Court? You know, he's super litigious. He has no hesitation about suing. He said so himself on multiple occasions. It's one of the tools of his tool chest. Litigation. All about bringing it to the courts. And after all, he's got 3 Supreme Court justices on the bench, right? Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett, and what was the first one? The one that replaced Scalia. I know his name. It's just dropped out of my head for the moment. Gorsuch? Yeah. Gorsuch. Right? I think that's right. I hope that's not the one Obama wanted in. Anyways, Trump's got 3 Supreme Court justices sitting there. He would like nothing better than to get this thing in the Supreme Court so they can rule for him, because that's what he assumes. Is it going to make it there? Is it going to make it there? Is this going to be, or is it going to be too much of a landslide? Or the justices are going to kick it out, say no, there's no viable case here. It's a distinctive win for Biden. All right. So show us. All right, come on. All right, cards. Show us the size of the win, huh? Show us. Will this make it? Will this show us the size of, if this is a Supreme Court, going to the Supreme Court or not? Let's do 4 cards on this one. Let's do this one. This one. This one. And this one. Okay. All right, so we've got the Ace of Swords, Page of Wands, Wheel of Fortune, and Temperance. So Ace of Swords. I feel like, okay, law. That's what I'm getting here, law. Is this a Supreme Court? Take a little. All right, you guys. So I just took a moment. I just need to get into this energy a little bit. And what I'm finding, okay, with the Ace of Swords, this is your victory card. Pretty plain. So this is, to me, Biden. This is Biden's victory. And because it's showing us straight up the victory card, I feel like this is a decisive victory, okay? There's no hemming and hawing. There's no 3 cups this way, 4 cups that way. There's no odd split or illusion and delusion here, right? This is a decisive victory. Absolutely. There's no question who is the victor with this card. So here with the Page of Wands, I'm getting a sense of this is the media. These are the talking heads squawking, wah, wah, wah. All these talking heads are talking about the votes. They're talking about the counts. They're talking about, they're doing the complaints. You know, Fox News probably calling it a bunch of crap. So there's going to be a lot of talking and squawking around this. And here we are with the Wheel of Fortune telling us things are shifting. Things have turned for the better. The nation's karmic moment has arrived and the shift is underway. And with the Temperance card here, we have balance and moderation. This is the Angel of Temperance. So that's some angelic protection and guidance as well. So I don't see anything in these cards right here to show me we're sitting in the Supreme Court at all. I'm definitely seeing a decisive victory. Yeah, people are going to be talking, complaining maybe. But at the same time, those talking heads are on both sides, right? So for every, say, Fox News person who says, calls fraud or says it's so close or demands recounts or what have you, on the other side, they're going to be saying, it's decisive, all the votes are in, the people have spoken. So I definitely feel that there's going to be arguing and back and forth. But I just think that they're not going to be able to get past the fact the energy of movement and change is already underway. It's already taken place. The shift has happened. The wheel has turned. There is no path to the Supreme Court here. And again, with the moderation, it's just, you know, going to the extreme court to me would be something pretty extreme. That is a very extreme outcome for an election. We've seen it with Al Gore, right? So, and this is saying, no, there's nothing extreme here. It's about moderation, prudence, being careful, thoughtful. So, no, I don't see indication here that this is going to hit the Supreme Court. Okay, I don't see it. I don't see that there's a reason. And I think the momentum of this election is just going to overwhelm any attempt to do something like that. Okay, and I did have one more thing I wanted to look at today, which is Trump's mental state. Ooh, Trump's mental state. Okay, let's take a look. Just a couple days, man. The pressure must be squeezing him. what did he do, like 4 rallies in 4 different states yesterday? He's putting some effort. He is putting some Trump effort into his rallies. Although, oh my God, was it Bend? No, Boise? He was somewhere, and he was like, oh, I can't believe I'm here. Normally I wouldn't even be here talking to you guys, but I'm so desperate I have to be here talking to you. And they're like, oh, yay! He doesn't even know what he's saying, okay? There's been a lot of things that he's done in the last few days that indicate he's lost it. He's lost it. That was one of them. Accusing doctors of trying to enrich themselves over dying patients. That was another one. Oh gosh, there was a couple other things. Every time I try and think of something, it flies out of my head, huh? Some other things, but yeah, he seems like he's lost his marbles. I want to take a look at his mental state. Is that true? Has he lost it? Or is he... How's his mental state? Show me his mental state. How's his mental state, say, for the next 7 days? All right, so we're going to go through a little cycle of the next 7 days. Just prior to election, election day, and a few days, within the next few days after. What is his mental state? All right, let's take a look. This guy. Show me, Spirit. Okay. So we're going to start out with the star. So we have the star, the Emperor, the Six of Wands, and the Ace of Swords. So this is telling me that he's feeling confident somehow. The star is all about hope and optimism. So, yeah, I'm feeling so the star could also be the United States. We're the star of the world, beacon to the world. Our waters flow over the nation, nourish everybody. I get the sense that, this is winning the election. This is being the president. And here he is with the Emperor card, seeing himself on the throne, being the emperor, ruling the nation. Here he is with the Six of Wands, being our sun god. We are all worshiping him. He is the central figure in his own mind. And at the end, we have the Ace of Swords, which is victory. So this is telling me, surprisingly, that, well, maybe not surprisingly, he's feeling confident. For some reason, I can't really fathom. Although, I think this might be a sense of maybe he thinks the cheating that he's doing is going to work. The joy in the post office is going to just be impactful enough. Now that he's got all those Trumpers messing around on the freeways, blocking voters, that's going to suppress the vote. He's got, Republicans in certain states trying to throw out ballots. He's got Russians trying to, sow disinformation online. He's got dark money coming in. So he's got all these cheating mechanisms in place, I think, is giving him the sense that he might be able to steal this, that he might be able to be the emperor and, pull out a victory here. And because what I'm asking for is Trump's mental state, I think this really shows us the complete delusion that he's under and how much he can hide from the truth. You know, I have been feeling like Trump's got to know he's losing. He's got to know he's losing, which is part of that erratic behavior. But at the same time, he's put a lot of processes and people in places and in positions to cheat for him. He might be thinking that he can do like he did with Comey and Clinton, right? Just pull this rabbit out of the hat and get a victory out of this. I definitely see this as a self-delusional, but it also is telling me that there's an undercurrent of manipulation here. I think he's doing some things to try and reassure himself that he's got this in the bag. He's completely delusional if he thinks that he's gonna win and be the emperor and the crowning glory of the United States. He's completely deluded. I have to admit, I'm a little surprised at that, because I would have said he gotta know by now. He's gotta know by now he's losing. I think he goes back and forth. That's like that card I got yesterday about his thoughts. It was the Two of Pentacles, which is all about that movement. You know, I feel like everything going on in his brain is chaotic. So one day it's up, one day it's low. One day he's losing, one day he's winning. One day he's manic, and the next day he's depressed. You know, I feel that constant moving of polar opposites is what's happening in his brain, and it's out of his control. You know, most of us, especially those who've done some meditation or done some shadow work, and we've done some internal work, we understand the monkey mind, and then we can take our higher selves back from that and sort of watch that monkey mind chirping along. But we understand this is a train of thought. It's not necessarily what we really think or who we really are. We kind of know, right, that sometimes your brain talks a little bit out of your control, and you got to acknowledge that's the monkey mind, or you acknowledge that I don't really think that way. I don't really feel like that. You take a step back and you can watch your own thought processes. The feeling that card was telling me yesterday, that Two of Pentacles, that he is not in that place. He's got polar opposite competing thoughts bouncing constantly, nonstop, and he's out of control. And that must be what today's reading is. Now he's on the up. And I'm definitely getting the feeling it's those Trumpsters in those trucks who almost ran Biden's bus off the road, right? And he texted, "I love Texas." And they're doing that in New York, and they're doing that, it's in the news right now, right? I think this got him on a high. I think that's what we're seeing here. He's like, oh, my people are coming out for me. They're suppressing the votes. I'm going to win this thing. I think he's on a high. I bet you if I read tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, right? We'll see what it looks like on Wednesday. But anyways, that's going to be it for me today. I've kept you guys long enough. Thank you so much for visiting my channel. I hope you enjoyed my reading. Please click subscribe if you'd like to see more. Like if you like the video. And that's it, you guys. Just a couple more days. It's so exciting. So I'll be with you again soon, okay? Take care out there. Bye, everybody.